Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to share with you what I eat in a day. I have lost, as of Sunday, I've lost 76.7 pounds. I am going to be making all kinds of really delicious things today. I've got a couple hours before my company gets here. And so I'm going to start off with a cup of coffee. I just finished working out, so I'm going to finish up my breakfast. I'm gonna have a cup of coffee and I'll show you what I'm gonna make for breakfast. So a couple weeks ago, I tried out the Kodiak instant oatmeal and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I couldn't find it at the store this time, but I did find this protein instant oatmeal from Quaker. So this is a maple brown sugar. It's 12 grams of protein, so it's still a good amount of protein. I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of soy milk, so it's gonna make it a little bit healthier. Again, this has only 220 calories. I'm gonna go ahead and have this for breakfast, and I'm gonna load up a little by adding some yogurt or possibly just some soy milk. We'll see which one has the best content for protein. I really wanna have a little bit more in protein today. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this silk soy milk. This has got 8 grams of protein per serving. So this is really gonna bump up the protein up over 20 grams. And I just wanted to compare it for you. Now the almond milk does have a little bit less calories, 30 versus 110, but it only has 1 gram of protein. So I can afford to have a little bit more in the way of calories to bump up the protein. So that's what I'm gonna do this morning. I'm just gonna add the instant oatmeal. And then I'm gonna add some soy milk. I'm gonna stir that and put it in the microwave. It says for 60 to 75 seconds, and then we're gonna let it sit for a couple minutes. This is our oatmeal. It says we're gonna let this sit for about 2 minutes. So I'll do that. And in the meantime, I decided to add 1 scoop of this vanilla Naked Whey ISO. For 2 scoops, it's got 30 grams of protein and 140 calories, but I'm only gonna put in 1 scoop, but that will put me right where I need to be for my breakfast this morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this while we're letting it sit a couple minutes. And I'm just gonna stir it in. I use this Naked Whey. I use a lot of their products. I just love them. They don't have any sucralose or MSG or any kind of weird additives to it. It's just a really good protein mix if that's what you're looking for to help you with your program. So for me, I just want to stir this in. And you can see our oatmeal is starting to thicken up a little bit. If you're interested, I do have a link for the Naked Whey ISO, the vanilla flavored. If you're interested, I'm gonna have that in the description link below. And there you go. That's breakfast this morning. It's just perfect. Then last night I made up this delicious rotisserie chicken, mushrooms, and brown rice casserole. It was so delicious. But I don't want to have it again tonight for dinner. I'm going to be having a serving of it for lunch. So I decided today, instead of this, I'm going to be putting this in the freezer for another meal one night when I don't want to cook. So we're going to measure this out again. We're going to put in about a cup of our casserole. We're actually going to do 1 2/3 cup. That's the serving size. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, I'm not sure I'm going to have enough for lunch, but we'll see after we get this put together how this works. Yeah, this is pretty much going to take up the whole rest of the recipe. So this made 4 servings in an 8 by 8 pan. So next time I'll know I won't have to measure all this out. There we go. And to that, all I'm going to do is add some green beans. And these are green beans that I can out of my garden. And I'm just going to put half of the green beans in one and half in the other. And I'm just going to cover these up and label them and put them in the freezer. I just love doing things like this. I just feel like it just makes such a difference when you're really busy some night. You don't feel like cooking, but you want something good and healthy. This I might open up and just throw in the oven, and then I can serve this with, maybe a small salad or some Jell-O and cottage cheese, and dinner's ready. So I'm going to go ahead and link these also if anyone's interested in these little foil containers. They're very handy and they keep your food really fresh in the freezer. I think these are great for these types of things where you have leftovers and you just want to make sure you're taking advantage and not throwing food away. It's too expensive now to throw away. So all I'm going to do now is write what it is. I've got chicken mushroom casserole. All right, I've got 2 dinners that are all ready to go on a busy night. So I decided for lunch I'm going to have a small orange, and I'm also going to have one of these Joseph pita sandwiches. It's going to be really good. I love these Joseph's pitas. I get them at Walmart, and they're only 90 calories, and they have 4 grams of protein in them. So they're pretty healthy. I'm going to put some lettuce on the inside of it. And because mine's kind of torn, I'm actually going to cut it in half. I just think that would be the better way to go today. All right, I've got some romaine lettuce that I'm going to be putting inside my pitas. You stuff them in any way you like. That's just how I do it. And then I've got some of this Land and Frost Bistro Favorites. It's some rotisserie seasoned turkey breast. It's got, none of the things added to it, so I think that always makes a big difference. It's 100% natural. So we're going to be putting some of this on our, all right, so 5 slices equals 70 calories. That's a lot. So here's 1, 2, 3. All right, so what I'm going to do is just roll these up. I'll probably put 6 on because I want to make sure that I have this on each one of them. And again, I have company. My grandkids will be here in a little while, so I want to make sure I'm not here fussing over my lunch because I do have to get their lunch ready. And when they're ready to eat, I'm not kidding, they're ready. There's no fooling around. They're like wild Indians. The 1-year-old yesterday got stung by a bee, and boy, what a catastrophe at our house. I'm actually allergic to bees, so it was very difficult and stressful even getting the stinger out. You can see she kicked me quite a bit. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our sandwich. Look at all this. I don't even know. How could you eat all this food? That's what you're asking. How do you do it? Well, I'll tell you what. It's about calories. It's about volume. It's about choices. And all those things make a big difference. Preparation. There you go. Lunch is ready. Could you eat this for lunch? I don't know. I can. So for dinner tonight, I'm actually going to be taking some of these scarlet runner beans that I grew this last summer. They are so good. When they're cooked, they taste just like red meat without all the meat. So we're going to cook up in our Instant Pot some of these scarlet runner beans, and then I'm going to be adding them to some chili base that I canned also earlier, I guess it was around September. And we're going to be making some chili today. It's going to cook in the crock pot all day. And I'm going to serve that over some sweet potatoes. It's going to be a super healthy dish, very delicious. If you like sweet potatoes, if you like chili, you're going to like this. So let me go ahead and get the beans started in my Instant Pot, and I'll show you how simple this is. I vacuum seal my beans after I grow them. I rinse them, I dry them out, and then I vacuum seal them, and they are just like the day I packed them. They're really, really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure out about, that's a cup. I'm probably gonna put 2 cups in. And there we go. And then I'm gonna cover that with water, just cook it up in my Instant Pot, and then I'm gonna have my beans to put into my chili base so that we can get this started. So if you've never cooked beans in the Instant Pot, it's really easy. You just need to make sure you have enough water to cover them by about 1/2 inch. So we're just gonna put the lid on. Now last time I cooked these, they took a little bit longer to cook. I'll bring you back when the beans are done, and then we're gonna put everything together in the crock pot, and I'll show you how I make my chili. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do, I've cut off the ends of my sweet potato, and I've taken out any of the eyes that I had, and then I'm just gonna cut this in half. It calls for 2 medium sweet potatoes, and I thought it was just easier to get one long one and just cut it in half. I'm going to cover each one of these with some foil. I like them to steam cook. And I'm going to put these in the oven for about an hour at about 350 degrees. And there you go. I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven, and we will continue on with our dinner. So while I'm waiting for my chili beans to cook, I'm gonna go ahead and add a few things to my crock pot and get my chili started. So as I said, I've got this chili base that I canned a few months ago. Just gonna open that up, and that's what it looks like. We're just gonna put that right into our pot. And this is really kind of all the seasonings and all that kind of thing. So I've got a couple hatch chilies. I'm gonna throw those in there. I've got some tomatoes that are out of my garden last summer. And then I've got some, I believe these were Jimmy Nardello peppers out of my garden as well. So I'll put all those in, and I'm gonna go ahead and add some broth to this and just get it started cooking. And then when the beans are done cooking, I'm gonna add them to our chili, and we're gonna have those Scarlet Runner beans in exchange for the lean ground beef. We're gonna omit the ground beef today. This is gonna be a completely vegetarian meal. It's gonna be really delicious. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of beef broth to this chili base. And then we're gonna go ahead and get this started on high. When the beans are done, I'll bring you back and just show you how the whole thing gets cooking. All right, all we're gonna do is add our beans to the chili. I'm gonna stir everything in. Now I'm cooking these on high just because I really want them to cook down throughout the day. I want the crock pot to do most of the work. Now I did pre-cook the beans in the Instant Pot just to make sure I could get some, get them really going. But this is gonna be great. This is just for my husband and I, so I have a very small recipe. But I will bring you back when this is all ready to put together tonight, and I will see you then. So my sweet potato chili dish is all put together. The only thing left to do is just put a little bit of cheese on it. And I'm not kidding, it smells so good in here. These Scarlet Runner beans make the best beans for chili. And this is so good. It's got the hatch chilies in it, so it's gonna be kind of spicy. It's so good. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little sharp cheddar cheese, not a lot, but just a little bit. Like maybe a tablespoon on each. And that is it. That's all I'm doing tonight for dinner. Now I'll probably have an apple later on, but it really just depends. I never know until it's, a little later what I wanna do. But let me try this chili for you and try it with the sweet potato. Number one. That is so, so, so good. So that's what I eat in a typical day. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. Like, give me a thumbs up, whatever it is you want to do. Leave a comment, share, get the notifications, you know, the whole kit and caboodle. So I'm going to be doing lots more of these videos, what I eat in a day. So I hope you'll join me for these. It's a whole series I'm working on right now. So enjoy your afternoon, enjoy your evening, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.